How's it going, everybody? This is DeanoGTO, and today we're looking at Fv4202, the Tier 8 English Premium Medium Tank. So, this is the only Tier 8 Premium that is freely available in the English tech tree. There is another one, the Chieftain 1085 or whatever it's called, 1085 Chieftain. I can't remember, it's like a weird name, it's a Clan Wars tank. But yeah, that was the only other Tier 8 Premium Medium vehicle, or it was Tier 8 Premium vehicle for the English. I haven't had one ever since that, which is interesting, but seeing some leaks, it looks like there's going to be a Carnarvon Action X, which is basically the old school Carnarvon, put in as a Tier 8 Premium, potentially, so that could be interesting in the future, but that will have exactly the same gun as this tank, and personally, I don't think I would be interested in that vehicle because, well, if it has the exact same gun as this thing, then why on earth would you go for it? Because the medium tank's going to be better overall in tier 10 games. Meanwhile, the heavy's going to struggle. And yeah, this is like a really good move that I really liked here. So that T-54, you may have noticed, he lifted his front end up onto the rock there for a second, and immediately as soon as he did that there, I pushed forward and lifted his front into the air so he couldn't shoot his gun at me. And that basically deprived him of getting a shot into me. And yeah, I was somehow able to bully a T-54 in the Fv4202, and I think that was due to my tank being a few tons heavier. I think this tank is about 40 tons, or 40 to 42 tons, something like that, and the T-54 I think is like 35 tons or something like that there, so I had the weight advantage, so I could push him forward. It's kind of bizarre to think of actually, because he has a significantly better part of weight ratio than me. Even though this thing's had an engine buff and stuff like that there, it's still just decent part of weight ratio wise, not amazing. So it's actually pretty incredible that I was actually able to push a T-54 back, and I seriously doubt he had the stock engine as well, because he seemed pretty mobile for the most part, so yeah. Although saying that, he could have had his driver knocked out, so who knows. Now, just going to kind of wait here patiently for a minute, just waiting to see what my teammates spot. I see the M4 Rev, and I immediately aim up a shot on him, and get a shot straight into the side, getting a critical hit. Now, yeah, you may have seen my gun like turn to the left there. That was because I was like replying to someone in the chat. I wasn't sure who he was talking to, so he said something earlier. I wasn't sure who he was talking to when I saw it in the chat. I just asked to see who he was talking to, and he didn't respond, so I kind of ignored it. So, going to just kind of hang out here for another little while. I only have 380 health, so I am very, very killable. So, just kind of hanging out here, not wanting to be too aggressive because I could die very quickly. And here we see the T-26E4. Put a shot into his back. I think that potentially damaged his engine or his fuel tanks. And getting one more shot into him, track him in place, and that allows the WZ-120 to finish him off. So now we're on a 7-to-1 kill wise. Like, wow, that's a hell of a ratio. One tank on our team has died, and 7 of their tanks have died. That's insane. And here we're fighting off against STRV-103, who is thankfully not paying any attention to us. And here, that was the tracking shot there. So, initially when I was playing this game, I couldn't remember what an untracked STRV-103 looked like. I just kind of guessed that because his tracks looked kind of loose, I was guessing that that was him tracked. Because I couldn't really see thanks to the bush that was kind of blocking my line of sight. So, yeah. Just going to kind of rush forward here towards this T-82. T-82 is running away. This is actually the first guy I fought in this battle, and he's going to continue to get pretty lucky here. I'm going to fire a shot on the move, and unfortunately I don't get the kill on him, but I'm going to continue going around here, not really going to focus on the little tank when I can focus on some of the bigger ones. The Lova is up on top of that hill for some reason. Not really sure why you would go up there in the Lova, but okay. Get one more shot into his lower front plate. Very lucky shot there, straight through the very upper part of his lower front plate. And second shot gets pretty unlucky, clips the 225mm thickness section of armor on the front of the Lova. Get one shot into the back of the VK100.01p. And if you don't know, there's actually spaced armor on the back of the VK100. However, because, well, it's not really that thick, it's not really going to do much against the 226 pin shot. Now, Lova pushes forward again to try and get a shot in someone there, and I think to myself, the Lova is dead. There's no chance in hell he's going to do anything else. And I kill off the M103. The Lova didn't die as I expected. Then he got one more shot into me, and I got really lucky there. He clipped my tracks, and to only track me, he didn't kill me. So I got pretty damn lucky there, because With a high roll, I think it was 100% possible for him to one-shot me there. So yeah, I got pretty lucky at the end there. I think that was overall a pretty damn solid game. Gives a decent showcase of what the FV is capable of. It's actually a lot more mobile than I thought it was. With the previous engine, it had the 510 horsepower one. This thing was dead as a doornail in terms of speed. It was just crap. But with that 650 horsepower engine, which I think is pretty much the Cromwell engine, this thing feels significantly more mobile. It really, really does. And I actually was in a situation where I actually got a chance to test the actual acceleration power of this vehicle versus a Pershing. And the Pershing was, in my mind, is always considered to be a relatively fast vehicle. And I was out accelerating a Pershing up a hill, and I even asked the guy in the chat to see what type of what engine he was running in his tank. He was running the Tab engine, so I was able to out accelerate a Pershing uphill, and that's a really good sign, in my opinion, for like the actual mobility characteristics of this vehicle. Also, in terms of mobility, I was actually able to get to a position faster than Object 430U. Like a 430U and me were side by side, and I was able to get up a hill to a position before the 430U got to it. And it didn't look like he slowed down deliberately or anything like that. It looked like he was going just as hard as I was to try and get to that position, and I was able to get there before him. So this thing's mobility, which was its main flaw in my opinion, is a lot better than it used to be. So let's look at the post-game stats, and I'll let you know of anything else I can think of to talk about. Okay, so now we're looking at the post-game stats. So as you can see, this game was actually played very late at night. I think I was drunk because I actually don't remember playing this game. I just remember looking through my screenshots and just being like, oh, I want to show this. So yeah, Ace Tanker, I think that's a Levowskins medal. I have no idea how to pronounce that, probably butchering it. And a Confederate medal with 132,254 credits made, with premium count 88,169, with a premium count 1,426 base experience. So pretty damn solid result in that regard. 3,754 damage in total in this game, along with 2 kills. And I actually blocked 1,370 damage with my armor and got 1,800 assistance damage. And actually, a lot of my damage was done at pretty close range, which is actually kind of a surprise. I thought I did a lot more damage at range than 887, but I guess the stats range don't lie. So overall, I'm pretty happy with the way this game turned out. Like this game, there was really not much I would change. Like I made an aggressive play at the start, which worked out perfectly for me. There was really no better way that could have worked out. Like I mean, I even got T-54 killed near the very start of a game. And I suspect that T-54 probably thought, yes, this will be an easy kill on FV4202, and then he fought me, and then he was just like, oh, I'm getting kind of wrecked here. It wasn't even mainly because of me, it was mainly because, well, I had so much support in the background, meanwhile he had none. And even if he had support in the background, they wouldn't have been able to shoot because they probably would have hit him. So yeah, it was more of a situation where I had the better backup and the better positioning than him, and because of that I managed to get the kill. So yeah, this tank has come a long way from being, well, the old school tier 10, and to being, well, when this thing first came out, if you remember how bad the stats were on this thing, I think I had like a 2.5 second aiming time, along with like a 510 horsepower engine with horrendously shit like terrain resistance stats, along with really bad turret reverse stats and stuff like that. Like this machine used to be horrendous. This tank used to be easily the worst tier 8 medium premium tank in the game. And honestly, I probably would have said, honestly, I would have said the worst tier 8 premium in the game if it wasn't for the cannon panzer existing. So yeah, this tank has come a long way. It's even has top speed increased by 15 kilometers an hour in that time period as well. So this thing is a lot more competitive than it used to be, and the mobility is not bad at all. Like that used to be my main complaint about this tank, and nowadays not really an issue. So yeah, let me know what you guys think of the FV4202. Are you a fan of it? And what's the other thing there? And if you play it as the tier 10, did you prefer the FV4202 as the tier 10, if you remember back that far at least? Or did you prefer the Centurion Action X as the tier 10? So, yeah, that's an interesting question for you. And I think that's pretty much everything, so hopefully you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. I will see you in the next one.